Hello gamers, I am centaurianmudpig and welcome along to Narrations of the Singularity Escalation Cast. This match took place as part of the tournament which held on the 24th of the 3rd, 2018. We have Neotep in the east playing Substrate in green, and in the west we have GG the Machine, PHC sporting red. So this will be an interesting match. Both good players in their own right. We've got Neotep pushing in quickly though, down this side, capping those radioactives. And not relenting, pushing on in, overwhelming the Machine's frigate forces. And keeping on pushing on the other side, but it's going to struggle to take that side. And Zeus Cruiser just in the nick of time there. So look at this side, pushing down, and up there, all but capturing the Tyrannium generator. Just not enough frigates to pull that one off. And just martyrs over there. Not much point capping that node. Just no resources to cap at all. More martyrs just moving on. We've got 6 Tyrannium generators on this map. 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top. And it's so much so it seems like Neotep has just got that little bit more of regions controlled at this point. Will he be able to hold on to them with just his martyrs? We're looking over here, we're just getting Punisher, a couple of Annihilator cannons. Very open to air attack at the moment, but no committance of air just yet. Oh, here we go. The Sky Factory just gone down, but not in time to stop that from getting built. Coming on over here, we're taking up a bit. We've got our gateway. Air rampages, avatars, saboteurs, nano transports to get your units into battle quicker. To reinforce other ones. The Machine now coming in. Ooh, I'm going to say almost a little too close there, but able to pick away at these defences. Pulled them back a bit too much. Definitely needs to scout in there so he can get better coverage and knows what to shoot. Bringing all these units in there. Ooh, just a little bit close. Going on over here though, we've got air rampages coming on in, and now just going to do a run on the Machine's economy. Got even more up there, so we've got it coming down this side as well. So really no anti-air to speak of to protect him, not even got a single constable down. So we're going into an advanced assembly, very close there. Now he's pulling off, he's not engaged it, did he not see? Oh, it's disappeared, he must have destroyed it. I was expecting radar coverage then. We're now coming out with some Furies, 2 engineers assisting production there. Really needs to get Furies up to deal with this menace. But also, let's just slow it down that little bit more. We've also got the Dominators coming in there, which is just going to make quick work of these lonesome Fury fighters that are coming in. Even with the rockets and whatnot. You can see how quite effective they are. But they're just outnumbered. And he's still sending them in there one at a time, so it seems that it's a very, very poor strategy there. Perhaps just set up a relay point. Didn't quite realise just the position he is at. Yeah, that's the case. He's just burning Furies. Looking up here, Neotep's just coming in and capturing these resources. Maybe perhaps want to put a drone MRV over here just to protect. And then maybe push further on. These rampages still making a mess of things. The Machine just doesn't have any effective counters to that at all. Needs to be building more Atlases, and he's still just wasting Furies. I wonder if he's just completely forgotten about that. So, Machine, I know you're considering reducing her rampages even further, but I would say if not a requirement. I think you can effectively counter them. You just need to make sure you're not wasting and burning off your Furies individually. I mean, the rampages are great units, very powerful, very good for taking care of frigates. But you can see they can't really stand up too much against some basic defences there. These Dominators coming in and causing a bit of issue of trying to target these because of effective screening, but Falcon Anti-Air thinned the herd and either destroyed the rest of these or at least pushed them off. You shall see, they might just vanish. Meanwhile, going on here, the Machine still with a minor force pushing down here. We've got some skirmishing going on here. Machine able to retake this location. Not really got anything effective for taking down this. But is there anything that you can do with this over here? Because we've got Dreadnought production coming out here. We've got this turret that is in the way, which is now being upgraded. That's a good time to move in to take care of that. Got incursions there, cutting off resources from any other potential areas. The Machine really got to be hurting at this point. Looking inside his base, just got some optimization there with the amplifiers of both parties. And Machine coming in for this one, but he's left it quite a lot of time now, as you can see. Once this Dreadnought comes out, he's going to have a tough time to counter this. Really could do of sending a scout just to see what potentially could have been coming this way, but he was focusing on taking away resources and Terranium. Here we go, Drone Hive, Overmind, Brain Whale, whichever you want to call it. And just looking at that, just floating massively on metal. Definitely opportunity to build a lot of Atlases to counter this air threat. Well, he's just leaving his units totally open. Here we go, let's see what these Furies do now. Furies got rockets and missiles. I think some quantum upgrades have come into effect here now. As we can see, just look how much quantum is coming in. That's the other thing. You might think Furies aren't effective, but they are. It's just like the quanta. Weapon upgrades, health upgrades, a major factor in this as well. And given how much quanta Neotep has got coming in, it's understandable. A couple of Atlases just going up there. Won't be able to capture much. Some upgraded anti-air with the air eliminator turrets. And just sitting in his base now, I think Neotep is quite comfortable. He doesn't need to take any risks. It's the last thing he wants to be doing, taking risks and causing himself to lose a lot. But no nullifiers here. No nullifiers at all. Just a very basic nullifier. I think that's dead by it, so very open to an airstrike. Neotep can afford it once he gets around 900 quanta. Neotep pushing up here, must be able to lock down this area. Opportunity to stop the Machine from bunkering down in here. Machine coming on, again down the middle, trying to capture these resources. Perhaps doesn't know that there is an Overmind out now, because we're not seeing anything that could effectively counter it. We definitely need some Apollos and Nemesis. Perhaps just seeing that now, pulling his units back. I wonder if we'll see a switch in production. So Apollo coming out there, yeah, a switch to Apollos to render it useless, and then the Athenas will be able to mop that up. And Machine just trying to wreak havoc on the economy down this side. But Neotep has got hold of that Terranium generator. This one over here, the Machine is owning it now. And will these Apollos be enough to counter this? What else has he got coming? We've got more More brain whales on their way. So I can hear a sentinel turret there firing away. We've got the Apollos. Just one Apollo. But the second Apollo, it seems the other Apollos are just too late. His army ineffective, not able to take down the 9 maulers he had. And that's the end of that. Medal income. AotSE owning that much more. And radioactives as well from getting it towards the end of the first half and definitely leading into the second one. Quanta income. 7 a second, 6.5, 6.75 a second-ish. A comment on from Quanta. I don't believe that's 7. 2. Maybe I don't own it. Maybe that's significantly higher than what the machine guy coming in. Military might though, fairly equal to the first half. Units spread out though, of course. Big loss there for AotSE, but because he just had that much economy, quickly able to just push back. And definitely he kept his units in his base, a majority of units in his base to keep himself protected. Quanta invested. Well, here we go. 3,600 almost. It's a significant investment up to the around, what, 1,000 over here. Regions controlled, AotSE just managed to keep that much more overall. Terrain wise, there's sort of equal footing in there towards that last 8 for the match, where the machine managed to hold just a little bit more. Terrain wise, but AotSE had the more, so he would have gained that up on there. Military, let's check this out. So AotSE spending 48,000, most spent on dreadnoughts. Lost quite a lot of units there. Also able to destroy a fair amount. Economy. Well, AotSE it's like 12,000 more used, harvested, and I'm talking another 12 for that for metal. And look at the Quanta investments. I mean, if spent that on, I expect boosting his resources in his base, but the majority of that on weapon and health upgrades. We didn't see any orbital attacks, which got 705, so could have been a drone swarm, but I expect most of that on economy. And then let's just have a look at AotSE's. Wow, a lot of factories in his base. No forward factory at all. Just a reliance on producing units en masse and pushing through on that side. And yeah, it seems that maybe some units were moving on there. He rallied them to go with the rest as he began his push, but certainly he massed them up inside of his base before pushing out. Looking up here, first forward base, yes, second forward base, and down here. So it was all about strategic planning of where to put them, putting the bases in the most effective places. So literally halfway in the furthest reaches, or even further than that. If we're going over here, then we've got this staging ground of going off into this side rather than maybe having something over here. He's effectively able to attack on all fronts at the same time. And there's no way the machine would have been able to stand up against that sort of assault. We've got our 3 Averys, plenty of quantum relays, and of course engineers assisting the advanced assembly. The machine really scrambling too late. Quanta, trying to get his Quanta up there. He must have realised he was that far behind in the Quanta. Really not effectively enough to have a huge amount of units to counteract the offensive quanta. Because effectively, if you upgrade a unit damage to twice, then you're going to need at least 2 units to equal measure that. But then when you add health, it just compounds. Just compounds the problem. And that's where most of the balancing comes in as well. It's being able to make sure that you're aware of the quanta that has come into effect, and certainly upgraded units are just going to be so much more powerful than unupgraded units. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, gamers, and hope you learned something from this match. Until the next one, this is Centaurian Mudpig saying bye for now.